you will be asked about primary, secondary, tertiary haloalkanes. So your primary haloalkanes are the ones where you have the carbon atom bonded to the halogen being bonded to what? One other carbon atom. So the main guy here, our main celebrity, is the carbon atom. Basically, in this definition, when you give it, you have to start with the carbon atom. You cannot start with the halogen. So now let's look at it. So you have this bromine here. This bromine is bonded to what? Is bonded to this carbon, and this carbon is bonded to how many other carbon atoms? Only one other carbon atom. So we see that this carbon atom that is bonded to the bromine is bonded to what? Is bonded to one other carbon atom. So I repeat, the carbon atom bonded to the bromine is bonded to one other carbon atom. So let's have another example. Another example is this one, where you have what? Where you have one chlorobutane over here. So with your one chlorobutane, you are having your chlorine over here on carbon number one, and then that carbon number one that is bonded to the chlorine, how many atoms is it bonded to? Yes, you guessed it, it is bonded to one other carbon atom. So that is what's happening when it comes to your primary haloalkanes. It is when the carbon atom bonded to the halogen is bonded to one other carbon atom. And you will see that anytime you're having your primary haloalkanes, you're going to have these guys being one, or you're gonna have your halogen being on the first carbon. So it's gonna be in the first carbon. So then it's gonna be one dash bromo, one dash chloro. That's what's going to happen. And then now when you go to your secondary, so your secondary guy there, your haloalkanes, it is when now you're going to have the carbon atom being bonded to what? The halogen is bonded to two other carbon atoms. So now let us have this. So here we have this fluorine over here, this chlorine, this fluorine is bonded to a carbon that is bonded to how many other atoms? So it is bonded to two other carbon atoms, as we can see, and then it is 2 dash fluoro propane. But now this 2 dash, it does not mean that anytime where when you have a secondary it's going to be 2 dash. No, you just have to understand the concept behind this thing. So you can have now 3 dash iodo. So now you can have 3 dash something. So when now your halogen is on the third carbon, but then this is a secondary haloalkane. How is it a secondary alkane? It is because the carbon that is bonded to your halogen is gonna be bonded to how many other carbon atoms? Two other carbon atoms. So when they ask a question, is this a secondary, a tertiary, or a primary, you're gonna tell them it's tertiary, because you can see that this is carbon that is bonded to the halogen is bonded to two other carbon atoms. So now, as I say, that now it does not mean it will always be on the second position. It can be on the fourth position. So you see here we have 4 chloro. So this is our chloro right here. This chloro is on this carbon, and this carbon is bonded to how many other carbon atoms? It is bonded to two other carbon atoms. So that is what's happening when they ask you about your tertiary, your secondary, or primary. You're going to focus on the carbon that is bonded to the halogen and check how many carbons it is bonded to. So now let's move on to tertiary. So anytime when they say define tertiary haloalkane, you're gonna say it's the when the carbon atom bonded to the halogen is bonded to 3 other carbon atoms. You're gonna write that 3 in words. So now here you can see that this chlorine, it's 2 dash chloro, meaning now that the chlorine is on the second position, right? It's on the second position. But how, sir? Because now you said whatever. No, guys, look at this. This carbon that is bonded to this chlorine is bonded to how many other carbon atoms now? One, two, 3 carbon atoms. So that is what's happening. So now that is gonna make this a tertiary haloalkane. Same goes for this one when it's on the third position, just as I said with the secondary. So the carbon atom that is bonded to the halogen is going to be bonded to how many other carbon atoms? One, two, three. So that is what's happening over there. And then that's what's gonna go on with your haloalkanes, your tertiary, your primary, your secondary. So let us go to the other videos where we continue exploring this very fun series of our organic chemistry. Thank you.